Do this for 5 minutes every morning. Buddha's Brain Blueprint. Consider the very first moment of your day. The exact second you cross the threshold from sleep into waking life. For the vast majority of us, that moment is immediately surrendered to a glowing rectangle of glass. Before you have brushed your teeth, before you have stretched your limbs, before you have even remembered who you are, you invite the demands, the anger, and the anxieties of 8 billion people into your bedroom. You haven't even gotten out of bed, and your nervous system is already preparing for war. Welcome to the podcast. I am your host, and today, we are going to reconstruct the architecture of your morning. We are going back 2,500 years to examine a precise, step-by-step psychological blueprint laid out by Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha. But before we dive into the mechanics of this routine, we need to clear the air. There is a pervasive myth in modern culture that Buddhism is strictly for ascetics. We picture a monk sitting silently in a Himalayan cave, completely detached from society, avoiding money, business, and human relationships. Because of this, many ambitious people, entrepreneurs, parents, artists, leaders, assume the Buddha's teachings have no practical application for their fast-paced, modern lives. This is a profound misunderstanding. If we look at the Buddhavacana, the authentic, original words of the Buddha, we find that he spent 45 years actively advising the busiest people in society. He mentored kings managing vast empires. He guided merchants navigating complex economies. He taught generals, doctors, and parents. The Buddha didn't tell them to abandon their responsibilities. He taught them how to execute their duties with absolute clarity, unshakable focus, and zero internal suffering. The psychological consequence of ignoring this wisdom is severe. If you do not intentionally set your mind in the morning, the world will set it for you. You become a reactionary machine. A rude email dictates your mood for 3 hours. A traffic jam ruins your day. You become a puppet, and your environment holds the strings. In this episode, we will break down the Buddha's ultimate morning routine. We will bridge his ancient wisdom with modern neuroscience to explain why it works. And we will give you a practical formula to reclaim your mornings, shield your mind, and master your life. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Merchant of Time, Morning Meditation. Let me introduce you to David. David is a modern professional. He is smart, capable, and deeply exhausted. When his alarm goes off, his brain immediately jumps to his to-do list. He drinks his coffee while reading emails. He drives to work while rehearsing arguments he might have in a meeting. By 9 a.m., his mind is already fatigued. He is surviving, not thriving. Now, let's travel back in time. The Buddha is sitting with a gathering of his students, and he begins to talk about a merchant, a businessman. The Buddha explains that a clever, highly capable merchant divides his attention deliberately. He organizes his work perfectly into 3 distinct phases: the morning, the middle of the day, and the evening. Because he approaches his day with such structured clarity, his wealth inevitably grows. The Buddha then turns to his practitioners and makes a direct comparison. In the exact same way, if you want to grow in wholesome qualities and wisdom, you must establish your mind in concentration in the morning, in the middle of the day, and in the evening. The Buddha teaching. The very first step of the Buddha's morning blueprint is to pour the foundation. He called this anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing. It requires no mystical beliefs, no chanting, and no external objects. It is the simple, biological act of observation. If you are building a skyscraper, you don't start framing the roof while the ground is still wet mud. You drive steel pillars deep into the bedrock. In the morning, your mind is like wet mud, highly impressionable and easily disturbed. By taking just 5 to 30 minutes to sit quietly, doing absolutely nothing but feeling the air enter and exit your nostrils, you are driving a pillar of awareness into your cognitive bedrock. You are establishing the post to tie your mind to. Modern neuroscience explains exactly why this works. When you wake up, your brain undergoes the Cortisol Awakening Response, CAR. Your body floods with cortisol to jolt you out of sleep. This makes your amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, hypersensitive. If you immediately look at a stressful email or a news headline, you pour gasoline on that cortisol fire. You activate your sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight. But when you sit and focus solely on the physical sensation of breathing, you stimulate the vagus nerve. You activate the parasympathetic nervous system. You are sending a biological signal to your brain. We are safe. There is no tiger chasing us. We are in control. Furthermore, you quiet the default mode network, DMN, the part of the brain responsible for ruminating on the past and worrying about the future. Tomorrow morning, the phone stays on the nightstand. Sit on the edge of your bed or on a chair. Keep your back straight. Close your eyes. Breathe in, and simply know, I'm breathing in. Breathe out, and simply know, I'm breathing out. When David's to-do list pops into your head, just acknowledge it. Thinking, and gently return to the breath. Do this for just 5 minutes. You have now poured the concrete. Your foundation is set. Chapter 2. Programming the mind's GPS, setting right intentions. A foundation gives you stability, but it does not give you a destination. Imagine getting into your car, starting the engine, and just driving without putting an address into your GPS. You will waste gas, get stuck in traffic, and end up somewhere you don't want to be. Your mind operates on the exact same principle. In Buddhism, the second step of the Noble Eightfold Path is Sammasankappa, which translates to right intention, or right resolve. The Buddha noted a profound psychological truth. Whatever a person frequently thinks and ponders upon, that will become the inclination of their mind. The science. Psychologists call this cognitive priming. In your brainstem, there is a bundle of nerves called the reticular activating system, RAS. It acts as a filter. If you buy a red car, suddenly you see red cars everywhere. The cars were always there, but now your brain is programmed to notice them. If you wake up and prime your brain with thoughts of intense competition, stress, and fear, your RAS will highlight every perceived threat, insult, and problem throughout your day. To override this, the Buddha gave us a specific morning programming sequence. After your meditation, you set 3 specific intentions to calibrate your mental GPS. The intention of renunciation, nekkhamma. To a modern mind, renunciation sounds like giving up your wealth and moving to the forest. But practically, it means letting go of clinging. Imagine holding a water balloon. If you squeeze it too tightly out of fear of dropping it, it bursts, and you are left with nothing but wet hands. If you hold it gently, it remains intact. Nekkhamma means telling yourself, today, I will do my absolute best at work, but I will not obsess over the outcome. I will hold my expectations lightly. I will accept what I cannot control. The intention of non-I will, abhyapada. This is the conscious generation of goodwill. You program your brain, today, I will not harbor grudges. I will interact with my colleagues, my clients, and my family with a mind of kindness. It is neurobiologically impossible for the brain to hold genuine goodwill and burning stress at the exact same moment. The intention of harmlessness, avihimsa. A silent vow to your own integrity. Today, I will not use my body or my words to exploit, manipulate, or damage another human being. And I will not brutally criticize myself, either. Practical insight. After your 5 minutes of breathing, take 60 seconds. Say these 3 things silently in your mind. I will hold things lightly today. I will wish others well. I will cause no harm. You have just programmed your reticular activating system to look for peace, collaboration, and solutions. Chapter 3. The Mathematics of a Good Morning and AMP. Peak Productivity. We greet each other every single day with the phrase, "Good morning." But what actually makes a morning good? Is it a beautiful sunrise? Is it the barista getting your coffee order exactly right? Is it hitting all green lights on the way to the office? If your definition of a good day relies on external factors, you are living as a victim of circumstance. You are gambling your happiness on things you cannot control. The Buddha provided a radically different definition. He offered a mathematical equation for a good day. He said, "Whoever acts rightly with body, speech, and mind in the morning, their morning is a good morning." The power of this statement is staggering. It places the quality of your life entirely within your own jurisdiction. A good morning is not something that happens to you. It is something you execute. Right body means acting with integrity. Right speech means speaking truthfully and gently. Right mind means holding the intentions we just discussed. But the Buddha took this a step further, addressing how we should approach our daily labor. He taught a concept called Utthana Sampada, which translates to accomplishment in initiative or diligence. Let's look back at David. David believes he is a high performer because he multitasks. He sits in a Zoom meeting while typing an email to a client and eating his lunch. He thinks this is efficiency. The science. Neuroscience has completely debunked multitasking. The human brain cannot execute 2 complex cognitive tasks simultaneously. Instead, it engages in task switching. It rapidly toggles back and forth between the meeting and the email. Every time it toggles, it burns glucose, drains executive function, and leaves a residue of the previous task, severely lowering the quality of both. The Buddha teaching. The Buddha advocated for singleness of mind, ekaggata. He taught that true diligence is taking life exactly one moment at a time. If you are a coder, just code. If you are a parent playing with your child, just play with your child. Do not drag the ghosts of yesterday's failures into your office. Do not hallucinate about tomorrow's deadlines while trying to do today's work. When you apply singleness of mind to your profession, you enter what modern psychology calls a flow state. Your work becomes a form of meditation. Your output becomes masterful because your energy is not leaking into the past or the future. Chapter 4. The Invisible Armor, Guarding the Sense Doors. So, you've meditated. You've set your GPS. You are working with singleness of mind. You feel bulletproof. And then, it happens. Your boss publicly criticizes a project you worked on all week. A client sends a fiercely unfair email. Your partner makes a passive-aggressive comment. Boom. The peace shatters. The heart races. The anger rises. The day is ruined. The Buddha understood human nature flawlessly. He knew that the world is an abrasive place. He taught that throughout the day, we will inevitably experience phassa, contact. Our 6 sense doors, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, will make contact with the external world. Some of those contacts will be pleasant, but many will be deeply unpleasant. You cannot control the arrows the world shoots at you. But the Buddha taught how to wear an invisible armor. He called this Indriya Samvara, guarding the sense doors. How do you activate this armor? With a supreme cognitive technique the Buddha called Nandi. Nandi means enjoyment, delight, or getting swept away and entangled in an emotion. La means to abandon, discard, or drop it. The Buddha teaching. To explain this to a child, we use this metaphor. Imagine you are walking barefoot, and someone suddenly throws a burning hot piece of charcoal at you. Out of pure reflex, you catch it in your hand. What is your next move? Do you stand there, holding the burning coal, screaming at the person, "Why did you throw this? Who made this coal? I don't deserve this"? No. If you hold it, it burns your flesh. The longer you hold it, the deeper the wound. Your immediate, unquestioned response is to instantly drop it. When someone insults you, that insult is a hot coal entering your ear. The tightening in your chest, the heat in your face, that is the fire of anger. The Buddha's instruction is ruthless in its simplicity. Drop it. Nandi. Do not play with the fire. The science. Harvard-trained neuroanatomist Dr. Jill Bolt Taylor famously discovered the 90-second rule. When a trigger causes an emotional reaction, it takes exactly 90 seconds for the stress chemicals to flood through your bloodstream and completely flush out of your system. If you remain angry for minute 3, minute 10, or hour 4, it is not because of the original insult. It is because you are actively choosing to rethink the thought, re-triggering the chemical loop. You are choosing to hold the hot coal. Practical insight. When you get hit with negative facet today, use your mindfulness to notice it. Say to yourself, anger is here. Or, anxiety has arrived. And then, Nandi. Drop it. Do not write a story about it. Do not analyze why the person is a jerk. Immediately shift your attention back to your physical anchor, the feeling of breath at the tip of your nose, or the sensation of your feet firmly touching the floor. You are not suppressing the emotion. You are simply refusing to feed it. Your life is not built in decades. It is not built in years. It is built in days. And every single day begins with a morning. For far too long, we have surrendered our mornings to the algorithms of technology and the chaos of society. We have allowed our minds to be hijacked before we even open our bedroom doors. We have walked into the battlefield of life completely unarmored, hoping that the world will simply be nice to us. But you do not have to live as a victim of chance. You possess the architecture to build an unshakable mind. Remember the sequence of the Buddha. First, you pour the foundation. You sit in silence. You observe the breath. You tell the nervous system that you are safe. Second, you program the GPS. You set the intentions of letting go, of loving kindness, and of harmlessness. Third, you engage your work with singleness of mind. You do one thing at a time, finding excellence in the present moment. And finally, when the world inevitably throws fire at you, you engage your armor. You recognize the hot coal, and you drop it. Nandi. This is not mysticism. This is not passive escapism. This is the profound, mechanical truth of human psychology, mapped by a man under a body tree millennia before brain scanners were invented. Whoever acts rightly with body, speech, and mind in the morning, their morning is a good morning. Tomorrow, when that alarm sounds, leave the phone alone. Reclaim your mind. Master your morning. Master your life. Thank you for listening to this deep dive into the Buddhavacana. May your practice be fruitful. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering.